Newcastle 1-0 at home, Everton 3-0 away, Manchester City 3-0 at home, Manchester United 1-0 at home. That is 4 losses in a row without scoring 1 goal. It seems I rated this Chelsea team too much. I rated them too much. This is one of the poorest records you can ever hear from a top team as Chelsea. A team that wants to qualify for the Champions League. That is how bad it is. That is how poor it is for a team as Manchester United, who do not have the best of away records per se. Right? After the win against Arsenal, Manchester United drew against West Ham away from home. Manchester United lost against Newcastle away from home. Manchester United won against Everton at home, and they lost against Newcastle away from home. So it has not been the best of away form for Manchester United. A Manchester United team that is without 4 of their 5 senior centre back, 1 only senior centre back, which is Heaven, and it's their 5th choice. And they're playing Mazarawi and Heaven in centre back, and they are keeping a clean sheet against Chelsea away from home. First of all, before I say anything, I have to give credit to Manchester United. They played a brilliant football. See, they came with a plan. That plan is to narrow Chelsea into playing him through midfield and send Chelsea wide. They block all passing lanes through midfield, send Chelsea wide, because they know Chelsea have one of the useless wingers in the whole of Premier League that could not create some level of brilliance and creativity from the wings. So we have to give credit to Manchester United. They did a brilliant job tonight, and that is their game plan, and that game plan worked. So credit to Manchester United. Today's performance for Chelsea was a total disaster. Today's performance from Chelsea do not need any form of commendation at all. Any form at all. It was super poor. Immediately I saw Estevao left the pitch in the first half injured, I knew it was over. I knew it was, because he is the only winger right now at Chelsea that has some level of creativity in him. Even in the 20 minutes he played, he still hit the woodwork. Immediately Estevao left, which other Chelsea winger created something special? Which other Chelsea winger showed something that they could be dangerous in front of goal? None. I could name 50 players, 50 wingers in the Premier League. I could name 50 wingers in the Premier League that are better than Garnacho and Pedro Neto. 50 in the Premier League, 20 teams. That's how poor and bad it is in Chelsea right now. For a team that won the Club World Cup, for a team that wants to qualify for the Champions League. I am not here to analyze any game today. I'm just here to say my mind. It was a very, very poor outing for Chelsea today. Going by what we saw, Chelsea does not deserve to qualify for the Champions League. Going by the performances I've been seeing, Chelsea does not deserve to play in the Champions League. This is the same coach that won his first 4 games in the Premier League. What happened? 1 win in the last 7 games, then 4 losses back to back to back to back. That's how poor he has been. If it was Maresca, he would have qualified Chelsea for the Champions League. No matter how bad it was at some point, he would have still qualified Chelsea for the Champions League. But with what I'm saying, there is no way Chelsea is going to qualify for the Champions League with this kind of 12 points loss in the last 4 games. More than 20 points lost in the last 7 games. And you expect Chelsea to qualify for the Champions League. This was the same Manchester United people were laughing at the start of the season. Look at Manchester United today. Because of the right choice, the right change in management. But with Chelsea, it's a total disaster. It's a different ball game entirely. It will be so disappointing for a team who won the Club World Cup not playing in the Champions League. For a team who won the Conference League last season not playing in the Champions League. It will be a total disaster. For a team who spent such amount of money in the summer and yet not playing European football. That's how bad it would be. Not just European football, the Champions League. That's how the club has fallen at this point. So I do not blame the people who protested at Stamford Bridge today. They did the right thing. Because with what I saw today, it was a total shambles. Now let's talk about this game. But before we say anything, I have to give credit to one player. Only one player impressed me today. Yes, apart from, I would say maybe 2. But I have to give credit to whom credit is due, and that is Gerard Hato. He did a brilliant job today. A player who, came in place of Chaloba in the last couple of games. Yes, he's not a starter, but today he impressed. He did a brilliant job in today's game. Cucurella also did well today. But the rest, I cannot vouch for them. I cannot vouch for them. That's how poor they were today. But let's talk about the 5 things we learned in today's game. At least there must be something, somebody will pick out of no matter how bad the game is. And the first is Chelsea's domination. Chelsea dominated this game. Chelsea showed that yes, they could dominate possession. They could dominate games. They could play, decide how the game goes in terms of the pace of the game. But what happens when you dominate game and you can't finish them? What is the essence of that domination? What is the essence of holding on onto the ball for long periods of time and yet no end point? What is the essence of not having a finisher? That leads me to my second point. Chelsea do not have a finisher. With what I saw from Delap today, he would not start for a team as poor, right, as Everton, or as Wolves, rather, I should say. He would not start for Wolves. He would not start for Burnley. That's how poor he was today. With today's performance, I am not sure he will start for any of those teams. He was super, super poor today. Super poor. Chelsea do not have players who could finish. See, when I saw the lineup today and I saw João Pedro was not in the lineup, then I know there was a problem. That any prediction made at that point was a total shambles. Because a player that is the best player for Chelsea is not starting. He is the only player that scores goals. He is the only player that creates something. A player like Cole Palmer does not create nothing. That's how poor Chelsea's attack has been. So Chelsea do not have finisher. For a team who had 21 attempts, could not score a single goal. Against the Manchester United side, who had 4 attempts and they scored 1 goal. That is the difference. That is the difference in quality in attack. Just the difference. That brings me to my next point. The third thing we learned today was the Chelsea wingers. The Chelsea wingers are very poor. Like I said earlier on, Chelsea wingers are a total disgrace. The likes of Garnacho. See, I know there are Sunday League football players that are better than Garnacho. It's just who gave them the idea? Who scouted him for Chelsea? Who is that? At least we saw this guy high test. We saw Garnacho play in the Premier League. We knew how poor. So who went for this deal? It was super poor today. Neto, poor as well. Poor. Really poor into this game. Now let's move to my next point. Chelsea do not have a plan B. And for a coach like this, who just sits on the dugout and is so confused whenever he's being forced to the wings, to those kind of wingers, there's no plan B. No plan B. He looked as if he was confused in today's game. There was nothing that was coming out in terms of creativity from the bench as well. You could make 1 or 2 changes and that changes everything on the pitch. Kopama is not working, then why leave him on the pitch? Okay, even if I say take Kopama out, who comes in and changes things? So there's no bench. It's sad. It's sad to see Chelsea suffer like this. For a team who did well last season, at least to some extent, being suffering like this, it's sad. It's sad. And kudos to Manchester United. The last thing we learned today is Fofana time at Chelsea might be coming to an end. He's not that player we used to know. He's not that real defender that we used to know. In the last couple of games, Fofana has been super poor. Fofana used to have some kind of record that if he starts for Chelsea, Chelsea do not lose. Right now, 0. Fofana in defense, 0. He's not that kind of player that delivers anymore. And it's poor. The whole of the team right now is suffering. With what I saw today, Chelsea fans just forget about the Champions League. Let me know what you think concerning this game. Who disappointed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I come away again next time. I remain your boy Mike. Stay cool. Cheers.